Hello, Spider-Man fans. Thanks so much for clicking on this video. Hello, Spider-Man fans. Thanks so much for clicking on this video. Hello, Spider-Man fans.
Oh boy, yeah.
Ooh, I am never throwing this foam finger on the floor, even when there's mind-blowing Spider-Man news. Andrew Garfield has put his hand inside this. I still smell the Garfield. Bucket list item complete, guys. I love y'all. But hello to you, my beautiful, wonderful movie peeps. We got so much to discuss in the movie world. We got the trailer for the Willy Wonka prequel titled Wonka. We got some interesting details about Matt Reeves' The Batman universe, and it looks like we're gonna have 2 DC universes, as well as looking at some photos and set videos of Deadpool 3 that gives us a lot more context to what's going down in this awesome movie. Really, that along with so much more, so you guys know the drill. Leave me your opinions down below with everything we discuss here today. If you want me to tell you the whole story about how it went meeting Andrew Garfield, what he smelled like, what his energy was like in person, I'm gonna make a post about it on my Clips channel. You can find that link in the description. And heck, I'll even tell you I did something naughty. I recorded the interaction when I wasn't supposed to. So there's a little bit of footage of hearing Andrew talk to me. Oh, it's so glorious. But aside from that, let's just get into the movie news here today. So starting off with the Wonka trailer. So we have known that Warner Brothers is coming out with a Willy Wonka prequel where it'll follow the early days of Willy Wonka himself. It'll be directed by Paul King, who brought us the first 2 Paddington movies, and we would just kind of see the rise of the empire, you know? We were kind of hesitant to what this story would be like. Would it be dark and gritty? Is it not going to be able to capture the same magic as some of those previous Willy Wonka films? And after having seen this trailer, you know what? I am on board. This looks whimsical, this looks innocent, and dare I say it's sweet. I'll admit I think it's going to take me some getting used to for Timothée Chalamet as Willy Wonka. I don't feel like he's necessarily got it down. I think he's a great actor, but I don't know, from what I saw him, it just seemed passable. I was like, okay, this is good enough, but it was everything else in the trailer, you know, the production design, the feel of it. I'm glad they're not trying to go dark and gritty and give us like a Joker style origin for Wonka. I did find it kind of weird that they mentioned the cartel, but all right. There's also some subtle nods to Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka movie with like people floating once they eat some of his magical chocolate. I feel like the trailer also hinted at some like very sad stuff in there, not like dark and gritty sad, but like Willy Wonka at one point, you know, like doing it for his mom. I'm like, oh, it's gonna have that sentimental factor. And Paul King with the Paddington movies, man, he pulls my heartstrings. And that's really the main reason I'm fully on board with this movie and why I think it's gonna turn out surprising people, even the skeptical people, is because of Paul King, the director, attached here. We also can't go without talking about the dang Willy Wonka CGI. Hugh Grant in here. I loved the little gag they threw in there where he's like, oh, let me sing for you. And Willy Wonka's like, oh, I'm not ready for that. And the man just goes straight into a song and dance. I feel like that's the kind of comedy you need with Willy Wonka. So yeah, this trailer is a definite treasure for me. I'm looking forward to it. But I want to hear from you guys. You see this trailer for Wonka. Do you buy Timothée Chalamet as Willy? Because he's not giving me the Willy vibes just yet. I feel like he's doing okay so far, but maybe he grows into a little bit more. Everything else around the movie, though, really sold on. And we're kind of jumping off the Willy Wonka point. I want to talk about Blue Beetle for a second, man, because Warner Brothers, why you hoeing my boy Blue Beetle? Heck, and while we're talking about this, it's a good time to pull out my Blue Beetle pop because I was so excited to get this thing. Oh, looks awesome. But back to being mad at you, Warner Brothers. I don't know what is up with Warner Brothers, but it looks like they are trying to set up Blue Beetle to fail, because where is the marketing for this movie? I joked about it on a stream last night, and I even went through all the memes fans have been making about Blue Beetle, because since this movie is like literally weeks away, and we still haven't gotten like a second trailer or TV spot or anything, fans were making their own fake promotional materials to just bring awareness to the movie. Stuff like a Blue Beetle burger or a Nintendo DS game. There's a whole bunch of stuff. If you want to see the full list of like made up products and promotional materials fans made tricking people around the internet, I go through most of them on a video on my Clips channel, so you can see that there. But the joke behind fans doing this is because it's like, man, we do not want Blue Beetle to bomb the way the Flash bombed, okay? Blue Beetle costs way less than the Flash does. Blue Beetle has a lot less controversy compared to the Flash. All you gotta do is tell the people the movie's coming. That way we can get Blue Beetle in the DCU with James Gunn, because we know if Blue Beetle fails, they're just gonna pretend the man doesn't exist, and they're not really gonna toss him into the DCU until maybe later on. And so with like the Willy Wonka trailer dropping today, I thought it was such a weird decision for Warner Brothers to go, oh, this Willy Wonka trailer, that's definitely gonna rule the internet. Everyone's gonna be talking about it for the entire day because it's Timothy Chalamet as freaking Willy Wonka in an origin movie. It has that memeable quality to it. That's the same day they also thought to themselves, oh, let's just toss the second Blue Beetle trailer that day as well, right? I don't really want people talking about that movie. I'm like, you couldn't wait one more day, Warner Brothers? You couldn't let Blue Beetle have its own day filled with the trailer just popping? That is such a strange move for the same studio to kind of bury their own trailer. Now, as of me making this side flick and recording it, they have not released the Blue Beetle trailer. I think I'm going to make its own separate video when that comes out. But I think the memes and the fans promoting this movie happened for a reason. We're noticing, why aren't you showing this movie off? Why are you kind of hiding it? Is it going to be that bad? I hope not. I don't think it's going to be like an amazing movie. I think it's just going to be okay or fine at best. But that's again what the mindset is. They thought this was going to go straight to streaming. They had a straight to streaming quality for this movie. If it gets a sequel, if they continue in the DCU, I know there's big things for Blue Beetle coming. But this is where I toss it off to you guys. You see Warner Brothers decided to release the second Blue Beetle trailer finally the same day they released the Wonka trailer. Do you think there's a reason they're not really marketing this movie? Is it because they broke? It's probably because they broke, right? And well, kind of keeping things going with the DC train here, we had some interesting details start to murmur online that have me kind of worried about the future of the DC universe. Now, there's already been some worry with the DC movies not making that much money and us wondering the Superman Legacy movie, it has a lot riding on it. It has to be a big hit if James Gunn's universe is going to survive, you know? And a scooper I follow online, Cinestealth, that I've seen be very reliable in the past, they were replying to a fan that was asking for some updates on the Batman universe, and they said here, the Batman's gritty corner of DC is expanding with 2 high-profile horror directors being eyed for spin-offs. So you win. Happy? And this is something that has been like slightly rumored for a while. Don't you forget, there was a couple weeks back, maybe even a few months ago, we heard that there was a solo Clayface movie coming connected to the Batman universe that would have Mike Flanagan attached as director. And now it seems like they're still going to continue on with that with 2 different directors on 2 different spin-off projects, making it seem like the DC universe is about to have 2 competing separate universes in one. And look, we had known that DC was going to be making, you know, connected DC universe movies with the DCU, Superman Legacy, and a whole bunch of other Justice League characters, even their own Batman thrown in there. But they would still make Elseworld stories, you know, like the first Joker, the second Joker movie, these Batman movies, 1 and 2. But then to take one of those universes and even expand it further and just have your own solo competing universe to the DC universe, I feel like that is a shot in the foot. I don't know if that's the best thing to do. Now, don't get me wrong. I want me more of Matt Reeves' universe. I'm excited for the Penguin show on Max, but that is a series. It's a show. It doesn't have the same high-level awareness as a movie. When you start branching things off and give us solo villain movies connected to the Batman universe, I really wonder how that's going to compare when the DCU starts bringing out their own Batman movie with Brave and the Bold. You know, you have to watch Brave and the Bold to be connected to this universe, but you also have to watch these other villain movies that are connected to a separate Batman in this universe. I don't know if general audiences are chronically online the same way us nerds are and are going to know the difference. And then would you have the problem where you overcomplicate the Batman Matt Reeves universe that then people lose interest in wanting to watch like a third Batman movie or the second Batman movie? I'm already worried that if they announce who the new Batman is for the DCU, that's going to hurt Matt Reeves' second Batman movie because people will be like, oh, so I don't have to watch him, just like I don't have to watch The Flash or Aquaman 2 because this universe is getting rebooted anyways. I might definitely be overthinking this, but I think it raises some interesting questions. So this is where I kind of throw it off to you guys. You hear that DC is willing to make a separate Batman universe where Batman has villain solo movies. Do you think having an interconnected separate Batman universe next to the DC universe that has their own Batman in it would be a little too much for DC? Or you're like, nah, just give me all the Batman, man. I'll have it all. But bringing us now to talk about something that has just been continuing to blow up the internet is just Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm imagining that's what the title of the movie is going to be, not just Deadpool 3. But we saw yesterday, we got the official reveal of the Wolverine suit Hugh Jackman will be wearing, and it is one beautiful suit. Sure, fans might be complaining about the sleeves on it, but it's whatever. To me, this thing looks fantastic. And after that photo was released online, a couple hours later, we started to get set photos and set videos, making it make sense why Ryan Reynolds thought it would be best to release a high quality professional photo of it before all these set photos start leaking and people get their first look at the Wolverine suit from like a really bad angle. And just looking at the set photos for now, because there are so many interesting things that have my mind kind of blown about this, is we're gonna get a Deadpool versus Wolverine fight scene. That's expected. Even when you have team up movies like this, you kind of want to see Deadpool and Wolverine fight each other. And just these little snippets of Wolverine going into action using his invisible claws that are most likely going to be CGI'd in later, you know this fight scene is going to be a lot of fun. Looking at some of like the set videos of the fight scene itself, oh, just remembering this is going to be an R-rated movie. There's going to be blood. There's going to be violence. There's going to be foul language thrown left and right. It's going to be so cool to see Wolverine and Deadpool fight one another. Just imagine Wolverine slicing up Deadpool and his blood goes on his nice yellow suit. That's going to look so cool. Just as cool as Hugh Jackman looks walking around set in this thing. Like, man, the guy makes that suit look so perfect. But that wasn't even like the biggest bombshell, you know, seeing this fight scene going on, Wolverine grabbing Deadpool, throwing him through a wall. No, it was this big backdrop photo of the old 20th Century Fox logo just crumbling to the ground in the background. I am like, what are they doing in Deadpool 3? So again, if you guys don't remember, if you weren't online for all of this, these X-Men characters used to be made by Fox Studios, and then Disney came around and bought them out. But before then, we would always see this logo in front of every X-Men movie. And now with Disney being the owners of this studio and regaining control of the X-Men and Deadpool, it looks like they're gonna have some throwaway joke of this dead studio in the background. Now, there's already been two sides here. There are some people who think this is kind of a cruel, messed up joke. It's like, wow, Disney came in, they bought out this studio, they fired thousands of people, some lives were ruined, man, some movies were canceled, and now it's just turned into a butt of a joke in a comic book movie. And then there's other people like me that are like, yeah, that is messed up, but you know it's gonna be a little funny. You know Deadpool's gonna make us laugh. Like, I just imagine it kind of like the scene from Planet of the Apes where Charlton Heston gets on his knees and goes,
"You maniac! God damn you! You blew it up!"
But again, context will be everything, whether this is just a background sight gag and it's maybe just something pointing at, but it's not really addressed, or it could be a giant, like, plot point in the movie. You know, a lot of people saying this is Deadpool kills the Fox universe. This could kind of represent that in a way. But I don't know, to me, I can't help but to think this movie looks so much fun. Looks like it's gonna be so entertaining. Yeah, it might have been a bad joke, but it's like sometimes I laugh at the dark humor, all right, guys? But along with this photo, we also got other things that were in this like deserted island of like a shipwreck, a big blimp that was destroyed, maybe even the Hindenburg, and it led people to go, this is most likely the Void that we saw in the Disney Plus series Loki, only fueling further these rumors that just don't seem to be rumors anymore that the TVA are gonna get involved in Deadpool 3 because of his time travel shenanigans at the end of the second movie. And we know the Void is kind of where things end up whenever the TVA prune a universe. You know, there could be a symbolic thing of like once Disney bought out Fox and now Disney's gonna do their own movies, TVA went and pruned the Fox universe and said, well, we don't need to be here anymore. And with all like the weird cameos we know are going to be coming, like Elektra and Daredevil, imagine if Elektra, Daredevil, the Fantastic Four, Fanforstic, all those Fox characters are just living in the Void the same way all those Loki variants were just randomly living in the Void when they met Tom Hiddleston's Loki. This could be how they meet all of them. We're like, we're lost heroes, we don't have a home, our universes were destroyed. This is what happens when superhero movies don't get sequels. They end up in the Void. Hopefully it makes sense in the context. Hopefully the movie doesn't get too wacky and weird. At the end of the day, guys, I am so excited for Deadpool 3. This movie is gonna make $1 billion. And I think I honestly need to stop looking at set photos and videos because they're giving away too many great things. And I want some surprises, man. We live in a day and age where we see too much of everything, but I can't help but to open my eyes and go, that looks so cool. But I throw it off to you guys. You see all this stuff involved with Deadpool 3. What do you make of it? What's your speculation? I'd love to hear it. But that is all movie news we currently have going on right now, guys. I want to thank you so much for taking time out of my day to watch me talk some movie news. Don't be forgetting to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on the Clips channel. But as always, guys, I'm Chris. Take care.